if you're paying cash, should you get an appraisal?
Yes. I
So
guess it would depend on, I don't know, I don't know if I see, depending on what you're buying. Maybe if you're buying some dirt and you can see what happens there, what's common in the community. But I don't know, man, I like my cash. And I don't want to give too much cash to somebody that doesn't deserve to have too much cash.
yeah, and I asked the question because I'm the appraiser. So I'm not trying to sell my services when I say it is a good idea to get an appraisal. I've had I'll give you an example. Somebody called me, says I need an appraisal. I'm buying this house. It's cash. I look it up. I give them a quote. In the process of looking it up, I'm checking to make sure that I have adequate sales data to develop a report and things like that. And then I give them a quote for my service. A gentleman calls me back a few hours later in this particular instance, and I've already looked at the comps, and I'm kind of going, man, this looks a little high. This contract looks a little bit high, but I haven't done the appraisal at this point. And he calls me back and says, well, my brother's an attorney in Minnesota, and he says I don't need an appraisal.
Wow.
Well, I can't then say, well, you should get one because it looks a little high. That's not. I can't go into an assignment with a predetermined result. I can't give that indication that, hey, you're overpaying and you really do want to have this appraisal, because I haven't done the job at that point. I can't make that determination. I have to have a work file to back up what I say in an appraisal. Um, but that's just an example. No, you don't have to have an appraisal for cash, but you might want to protect your money by making sure you're not overpaying. If you're a seasoned buyer, or you're a buyer who's also an agent, and you know how to run your own comps, and you think you know everything about the value, that's okay. You can make that decision. But for the average buyer out there, I would say they're not in that position, and it's probably worth the cost of an appraisal to make sure that you're putting your money where you should be. And again, that goes back to what I said earlier, an informed decision. You want to make an informed decision.